This is a production of PBS 39.
How's this for a college major? Equine facilitated therapeutics. It's offered at Wilson College for Women in Chambersburg. But what can you do with that degree? Katie Fellinger gives us one example.
What do you get when you combine bowling, basketball, and horseback riding? Much more than you'd probably expect. Here at Equi-Librium in Snydersville, Monroe County, disabled individuals of all ages take lessons to not only advance their riding capabilities, but enhance their quality of life, both physically and socially.
Their muscle strength improves, their posture will improve, their motor planning and coordination will improve. This definitely carries over into their everyday lives.
Equi-Librium sees a wide spectrum of disabilities: autism, multiple sclerosis, cerebral palsy, and physical handicaps, just to name a few. But they also work with folks who have socio-emotional disorders.
1, 2, 3,
10-year-old
4.
Benton Schwartz has what's called sensory integration disorder. Basically, he perceives and processes sensations differently. For example,
light touch is not a tickle, it's an assault on his body. He reacts angrily to light touch.
Do Indian sit backwards and then come into a kneel.
Benton's learning a special sport called vaulting. He twists and turns his body in gymnastic moves all while his horse Tim travels around the arena. Benton's mother, Noelle, says her son's made huge improvements.
In his self-confidence, in his talking. The first time he ever talked was up on the horses.
As he becomes more coordinated, balanced, improves his motor planning, believe it or not, his self-esteem improves, and therefore his social skills begin to improve.
But how exactly do the horses elicit these positive changes?
The difference is that movement, that three-dimensional movement, and it can be very, very, very powerful.
Here's the science behind it. When the horse moves, it engages the rider's vestibular, or balance response, in the inner ear. That balance response allows the body to accommodate movement that they normally couldn't do on their own. That's why Ann Flood brought her 3-year-old daughter Lauren, who has cerebral palsy, to Equi-Librium for hippotherapy, a more advanced form of horse therapy.
Lauren can't walk, and she has fine motor skill problems, so she doesn't use her hands. So I brought her here to hopefully increase her trunk control and increase her motor skills.
The therapist and assistants help Lauren steady herself and walk her horse Snickers around the arena. Every step of the horse forces Lauren's muscles to engage and adapt to the motion. Ann says she's seen tremendous improvements since Lauren's first day of therapy.
She sat on the horse and she folded right in half. And she couldn't even lift her head up. They had all these pillows stacked up in front of her.
But now she's sitting up and getting better at controlling her head. Major steps for Lauren.
She's just doing really great. Like, this was the best choice that I made to develop the way she is.
For those riders who are a little timid at first, they can start off on Lil Bear here. Now, he's a miniature horse, and he actually used to transport 2 little Amish boys to school every day. But now he's sort of Equi-Librium's celebrity in residence. In fact, he's made appearances all around the Lehigh Valley, including PBS 39's own View Do Read program.
And those nervous about riding horseback can try their hand at carriage driving. But for Sandy Doda, apprehension had nothing to do with it. Sandy's always loved riding, but back in 1980, she fell from her horse in a riding accident.
A dog attacked my horse from a blind side, and when I couldn't move my legs, I knew that there was big problems.
Now, confined to a wheelchair, Sandy can still get back in the saddle and enjoy her favorite hobby. She's even competed in carriage driving. When she takes the reins, it's as if her disability disappears.
I just feel like I'm like everybody else. You don't need your legs to ride. I'm on equal grounds with my peers. I'm not talking to somebody's belt buckle. People have to look up at me for a change to address me.
Now, Sandy uses her story as inspiration for others. She even sits on the national board of the North American Riding for the Handicapped Association.
And I always felt that the reason for my accident was I was going to be like an ambassador to promote therapeutic horseback riding and carriage driving to individuals with disabilities.
All therapeutic elements aside, folks say the horses provide an emotional support that has a significance all its own.
Horses are a herd creature that are very They have their own emotions, and they tend to pick up on human emotion, but they seem to relate in a non-judgmental way to people.
Creating lasting friendships and lasting changes. Just goes to show a little horsepower can go a long way. For Tempo, I'm Katie Fellinger reporting.